Welcome to my channel. I am Houston LGBTQIA Consulting, and let's talk about office stuff, right? What's it like in the workplace? So, pronouns obviously is something that I'm here to discuss mainly. It's important for the workplace, primarily around fostering inclusive and socially healthy work environments. You want to make sure that you have respect for diversity. Respecting people's identities is very easy when you use your pronouns, when you put your pronouns in your email. I'm personally the only person in my workplace that has my pronouns on my email, but I do it because I want visibility. It's very easy, and no one has anything to say about it. And if someone did, okay, don't put your pronouns in your email, but they're in mine. So it's really easy to do. It creates an inclusive work environment. There have been some people that I've sent emails to where they can come up and just feel a little bit more comfortable talking to me about like maybe their weekend with their partner or those kinds of things. And that's what I want to help create. And that's what I want to help you create in your workplace. Professionalism, addressing people appropriately, how they want to be addressed is very professional. It helps breed a very healthy work environment. And again, it's just as easy as including your pronouns. Employee well being, using the correct pronouns creates a very healthy work environment. Using the incorrect pronouns creates a hostile work environment. It's uncomfortable for everyone. It's uncomfortable for you if you use the wrong pronouns. And again, it's baseline respect, baseline respect. So let's get there. Productivity. You want your workplace to be a productive workplace. It's not that difficult, right? Um, People are showing up. That's step one. If you're not calling someone by the proper name, using the proper pronouns, their pronouns, not their preferred pronouns, because this isn't a preference. This is just their pronouns. You're going to get a more inclusive, cohesive team, and you're going to be more productive. So that's something that's really easy to do by including your pronouns. You don't have to have a grand announcement. There doesn't have to be a giant meeting unless you're really having issues. Then let's make something fun. Let's bring everybody together to make sure that we're on the same page. But if you want a more cohesive team, you want them to be more productive, and you realize that there is some hostility in the office, then you just need to have that conversation one on one. And pronouns are important. Retention and recruitment. Now, when you're dealing with, trying to bring in new talent, you're spending money, lots of money, thousands of dollars to train this person to be with your company so that you can maintain productivity, so you can maintain cohesion and you can be competitive in the workplace. I mean, millennials and Gen Z, we're not backing down from this. This is a important part of where we're spending, 40 hours a week, 40 plus hours a week. And so if you want to maintain that talent to make sure that people aren't seeking out new employment places and that you're casting a very wide net to people for recruitment, you need to make sure that you have a workplace that is inclusive and welcoming. So pronouns, what matter? Pronouns matter. But in a professional setting, there are some things that you might consider inappropriate. So if you're new in the workplace or if you're struggling in the workplace and you're not exactly sure how to get along with small talk, you and your friends are doing well, you have a very healthy personal life. To me, that's one of the most important parts of having a job, is maintaining those personal relationships. But in the workplace, you want to make sure you don't get caught up on, some trouble subjects. Personal finances are one thing that can be difficult to discuss in the workplace, like debt, your spending habits. Those are things that you might not want to share with your coworkers. You're not exactly sure how they're going to take that information, and it's best left out of the workplace. Personal health issues. It's one thing to say that you're sick, but discussing like large personal health issues, again, these are topics that can cause conflict, and maybe not create a more harmonious workplace. Personal relationships. You might consider that your coworkers don't need to know every aspect of your personal life, where you go during the week, who you're dating, who else you're dating, right? Like these subjects are best not given in the workplace, not had held in the workplace, and avoid asking your coworkers about their personal lives. Keep it real surface level. Remember, we're there to do a job, make money so that we can fulfill the rest of our lives, right? And have a very happy personal life. Um, Gossip and office politics. Now, this is interesting because gossip is a very important part of like social dynamic. We gossip about a lot of things. We gossip about celebrities. We gossip about the weather. And sometimes it can be hard to not gossip about your coworkers. Now, there's like negative, malicious gossip where you're discussing the intricacies about someone's personal finances, their personal life, and their health issues. And then there's more like, malign, not causing any problems gossip. And that's going to be celebrity gossip, things that are apparent to everyone, people not showing up, people not taking the right pen, right? Or taking all of your pens. I think that's more of just casual surface level gossip, but we want to avoid from sharing people's personal information and trying that can create a more hostile work environment. You want to avoid that. Remember, we want to be good stewards in the workplace, and we want to ensure that we're participating in continuing to create a productive workspace. Negative comments. Now, if someone shares a negative comment about a coworker or a supervisor, just put that in a little bag, put it in your pocket. Just because someone told you that information, first of all, it doesn't mean it's true. Just putting that out there does not mean it's true. And second of all, doesn't mean you have to share it, right? Just because someone left the faucet dripping doesn't mean you have to leave the faucet dripping. You could just turn that little valve off and shut it up and just let it go. And then it dies there. And that can also, in my experience, has created a very interesting trust dynamic in the workplace when someone knew that they told me that they did not tell anybody else and I just chose not to tell anybody else. You want to share that with me? That's fine. What I do with that information, I'm not going to tell anybody. That's just who I am because I don't want to get involved in your drama. Because then if it goes back to the other person, you have to explain how you heard the information from person A heard the information from person B, or person A could even just say, I never told you that. And then you're just stuck like, okay, well, I'm not crazy. You're not going to gaslight me. But again, this is a workplace. This isn't amongst friends. This isn't amongst family. This isn't, I can go back and forth and our relationships are going to be fine, or we'll decide to go different ways. This is, I have to be back here tomorrow between 8 and 5 or 12 to 12 or whatever your hours are. So let's try to keep the negative comments just tight. Just tuck it away, put it in your pocket, and remember that hey, this is what's going on. Offensive humor or language. Uh, Listen, don't partake in like off-color jokes in the workplace. But when it comes to offensive language, like try to steer away from those offensive jokes, especially if you come from a more like, you know, LGBTQIA community, like kink jokes, seg jokes, those kinds of things you really want to avoid in the workplace. That doesn't create for a healthy work environment, and it's just best left very surface level. Make some jokes about the weather, those kinds of things. Don't make jokes about things people can't change. They can't change their hair, their height, their race, their skin color, their accent, when they were born, where they were born. So just avoid all of those kinds of things and comments about people's age, race, appearance. Those are inappropriate in the workplace. You want to avoid that. You don't want to lead to a discomfortable workplace. You don't want people to also feel like they're being judged or criticized unnecessarily. We critique work. We don't critique people. So that's important to have that understanding. And you don't want to be creating a space for any type of discrimination. If you're making comments about people's hair, people's clothing that they're wearing, the company they keep, their body, things like that, this is something that is best avoided because you don't want to create that kind of work environment. But overall, maintaining a professional, respectful boundary amongst your colleagues will help create a more positive and inclusive work environment. So pronouns are important for respect and diversity, an inclusive work environment, professionalism, employee well-being. team morale and productivity, and retention and recruitment. And some things that you should avoid, discussing personal finances, health issues, personal relationships, controversial current events, gossip or office politics, negative comments about people's appearance, and offensive humor, and personal issues. So that's what I have for y'all today. Please leave a comment about some things that you discuss in the workplace or a way that you talk about pronouns in the workplace. I'm really interested to hear what you have to say. But this is Dylan. I'll see you on the next one. Y'all take care.